The river should have been flowing south, but it wasn't. Raymond stood silently near the shoreline before sunrise, staring at dark water moving slowly in the wrong direction. Upstream, against the current, against nature itself. Fog drifted low across the river while cold morning air settled over the trees. And deep down, something about the water felt wrong. Locals used to whisper about this river, not often, only quietly. Mostly older fishermen, they claimed every few years, usually after heavy rain, the river would reverse. And when it did, people disappeared. Raymond never believed stories like that, until now. The current moved steadily backward beneath the grey morning sky. Branches floated the wrong direction. Leaves spun slowly against the natural flow. The river looked alive, watching, waiting. Then, a voice behind him. "You shouldn't follow it." Raymond turned. Ava stood near the trees wearing her brown jacket, long blonde hair moving gently in the wind. Her expression was serious, not fearful, just concerned. "You've seen this before?" Raymond asked quietly. Ava nodded slowly. "My grandfather talked about it once." She looked toward the river. "He said the water remembers things." Raymond almost laughed, almost. But something stopped him, because the river truly didn't feel normal. The fog thickened. Water brushed softly against the shore. And somewhere farther upstream, something metallic clanked faintly in the distance. Curiosity won. It always did. An hour later, Raymond pushed a small fishing boat into the strange current. The river immediately carried him upstream without effort. Silent. Smooth. Too smooth. The farther he traveled, the quieter the world became. No birds, no insects, no wind. Only water sliding backward beneath the boat. Trees leaned strangely over the riverbanks. Their reflections twisted unnaturally across dark, moving water. The fog became heavier, almost swallowing the world entirely. Then Raymond saw it, something floating near shore. A small rusted tackle box caught between tree roots. Old, weathered, forgotten. He pulled the boat closer carefully. Inside the tackle box was a faded fishing lure, several broken hooks, and an old photograph sealed inside cloudy plastic. Raymond wiped water from the picture slowly. A fisherman stood smiling beside this exact river decades earlier. But someone had scratched out the man's face completely. Beneath the photo sat a small journal. The pages trembled slightly in Raymond's hands as he opened it. Most entries were ruined by water, except one. "If the river changes direction, do not follow it past the dead trees." Raymond stared at the words silently, then slowly looked ahead. And there, barely visible through thick fog, stood a line of dead trees rising from the riverbanks. The boat continued drifting toward them. Raymond grabbed the paddle quickly, but the river pulled harder now, faster, like the current wanted him deeper upstream. Then suddenly, Ava's voice echoed faintly through the fog. "Raymond!" He turned sharply, far behind him near the shoreline. Ava stood barely visible through the mist. "Don't go farther!" The river surged violently. The boat spun sideways. Water splashed hard against the sides. The dead trees loomed closer, tall, dark, silent. And then, the river stopped moving entirely. Perfect stillness. No sound, no current, nothing. Raymond looked into the black water beneath the boat, and for one brief second, he saw another reflection staring back at him. Not his own. The boat jolted violently. The current returned instantly, throwing him backward downstream at terrifying speed. Branches snapped overhead. Fog tore past his face. The river roared around him like something alive. Then suddenly, silence. Raymond slammed against the muddy shoreline, breathing heavily beneath fading morning fog. The river behind him flowed normally again, south, like nothing had happened. Ava reached him seconds later. "Did you cross the dead trees?" Raymond stared at the water quietly, then slowly shook his head. But deep down, he wasn't completely sure. Because somewhere upstream beyond the fog, the river still remembered.